Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to the day 4 of this series. And today I'm again going to resume back with the easy level of question. And the goal is today to cover at least 5 question, one medium level, five easy level question, and one medium level question. And probably again the format will be same. We are gonna we are gonna work on the solution and then verify that solution using the chat gpt. So the same thing whatever I've been doing for previous days, I'll follow the same. Today I am gonna cover the medium level question, so I'm pretty excited about it, and I hope you are also excited to work on these questions. uh, if you are like preparing for interviews as I am. Okay, let's start. So what I'll do is I'll filter out first, okay, easy level, what I have already done. And another thing to sort based on the ID numbers, because I want to maintain that I don't cover the same question again and again. In short, we can, but then every time you try a new question, it will be new logic, new things. We're gonna learn one more thing. And the biggest mistake which I have been doing continuously again and again and again was on the time range. So 100% I'll try today not to do the same mistake, and let's see, because today I'm gonna deduct my scores by 2. Last time I deducted, I guess, oh, last time I deducted 1. So like what I'm trying to do is uh yeah. Okay, I think better to maintain a scoreboard or not. Thinking maintain a scoreboard. Okay, let's leave the scoreboard for now. Maybe next time I'll add or something. But yeah, like if I do a certain level of mistake, which is a repeated mistake, I probably rate myself -1 for that specific question. So you can also try to learn and then keep, if you are doing a mistake, certain level of mistake, you need to keep in mind that not to repeat the same mistake. Okay, start the question. And I'll add the question title over there. Let me quickly change the question number. So it's like we didn't start it, so we are still at the question 1. And it will be easy level, so I'll just add like easy first. Easy level there. I'll make the text small. It's too small. 48. Okay. So for the easy level, I am at the question number first. And let me quickly also transform it. I hope this learning is going fine for you. Let me quickly edit because the text is too small. Okay, seems fine to me. No more wasting time on this. So last time the question what I have covered is without annual review is done monthly active user. Yeah. So I'll be at the question number 2052. If you have already covered this question, or like you have already reached to the next question, because yesterday I didn't uh, covered any of it, so feel free to skip this one, or if you want to follow along that the logic you have been using is correct, you can just give it a shot. Let me quickly copy the title of the question. So it's like user growth. And this question is being asked in which company? Asana and then Salesforce. Like so certain this level of question is being asked in these companies like Salesforce, and then what we have is Asana and Asana. I guess it is. I forgot what it is. Then okay. Another thing, I have already attached the summary for the previous videos in the description of the previous videos. So like if you want to get that to do sorry, too long to read text from or the summary, definitely go to the description and then you can get it there. Yes. I have updated the question number, and let's read the question and get the requirements and then start with it. Okay, so let me start with the requirement. Find the growth rate of active users for December 2020 to 2021 for each account. So definitely we're gonna check the growth rate of active users. So one thing is we have active users. We have to check for the active users. And then second is the let me also increase the text size bit more, not much, but then a bit. Okay. So active users, I didn't start the timer. Every time I go with these questions, I'll just activate the timer so that I'll have the idea how much time I take. Usually, from easy level, 5 minutes are sufficient. Active user for December 2020 to Jan 2021 for each account. Okay. So we have the account record date, user ID. This is the table we have. There is a record date, there is a count ID. Is there any other table? No, we don't have any other table. We have just one table. So, which means like every account is active account because I can see there is a count. It's not closed or empty. Like there is no status for it. There's no status column, so we can ignore that part, which means assuming that every account is an active account. Okay. And find for each account, the growth rate is defined as a number of users in Jan 2021 divided by the number of users in December 2020. The output the account ID and the growth rate. The growth rate is defined as a number of users number of users the number of users divided by the number of users. Okay, so the number of users divided by the in the current uh, versus divided by like the previous month. Okay, so the approach could be we need to subtract everything which is. I think here is the best part. What I can do is I can use the CTE here, then I can use the subquery join. How I can use join? Join only can be used if it's a self join, but I don't think so join will be right for this one. Again, we can verify it later. Let me try first the CTE part. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just I didn't work with CTE so far. throughout this series. So this is the first time I'm using here. So what I'll do is first create a city as Jan and extract only the users which are in Jan. User, which is like the count of the user IDs. Uh, and this count will be based on the uh, accounts, like accounts we have. So like account IDs, and then group by account IDs. So like having recorded, like year of the record. Uh, Growth of active users from, okay, active users only the part of December 2020 till Jan 2021. Let's take the filter the where use the filter for where clause. Use the filter in the where clause. Everything equal to, again, I'm still gonna make sure that I'll just use the range rather than using a formula or a function, date function. And record date less than 2021 02. So if you are following along these series, you know why I'm using the 1st of Feb rather than 31st of the Jan. So the reason for it, because it will exclude any record which is after um, 12 a.m. for December 31st. It will take everything before that if it's a timestamp thing. Okay, and having, like, so over here I just need to use the month. Since we are just extracting for growth of, better to take it like first and then make it, so this is Jan. I'll first, for now I'll just make it December, then the second one is for Jan, then group by, then we don't need the having, it will automatically give us the same. Now the second city, I'll just copy this one same because the formula is the same. Put a comma there and create another city, Jan. I'll just hide the question for now because we already took the requirements from it. The text size still too big. This will help it. And then let's change the date. So everything above or like equal to or greater than first 21st, and everything is then first of the Feb, and group by again account IDs. Let's for now let's do one thing. Let's select start from December, so LN, and like everything from Jan and from December join. So if we could have used the self join, would that be the same thing? I could have passed the filters. Okay, let's stick to the city for now. Join them on, and I want to join on December dot count ID because we are taking the count anyway. Equal to then the count of the users. Let's see. Second. Okay, let me try again. Am I doing something? Okay, so the count can is the count varying? Yeah, we can see. So first one is December. Okay. In December, we have the count for account one is 4, and in Jan we have account 4, and then yeah, eventually it increased in for account 2 it increased, whereas for account 3, which is like A3, it has been decreased. So when we are doing the growth rate calculation, which is like our formula, which I'll include here, the growth rate is defined as the number of users in Jan divided by the number of users in the December, which is like we have to divide the column, the fourth column by column second, and I have to give the alias name as December count so that it will be easier for me while I'm calling it, and then count. Okay, run it again. It's already 8 minutes. I'll quickly. So we what we need is account IDs and the growth rate. So instead of fetching everything, I'll just fetch the account ID and then growth rate. So alias, before writing the formula, I'll just write it like that. Growth rate, and then growth rate should be Jan count divided by December. And can we hide this out? Okay, we can. So this is the whole solution. Let me try to execute it and see. We can't divide like that. Account ID is ambiguous. Okay. We can take any account ID because we are joining. When something is wrong, a bit off, like how it can be 0. It's no way possible. Like we are dividing, so that's why I'm wondering how we are gonna get 0. Eh, Probably what could be the reason? Like go and check directly. The solution. I am into business and like functional data analytics and then business analyst. Uh, Doing here from mm, and count was what wrong. Divide. eh, Divide operator is slash expression. Is it automatically giving the floor function? Definitely not. Why I'm getting zero? Okay, I'll run the select star for now. Then see. To check what is happening. No, I'm not preparing for a DE role, but sort of. You can say I'm just trying to prepare for the interviews because I felt like the logic building is not so great, and I'm looking for data analytics role into like a fully technical role rather than a techno-functional role. So it's like something with the- correct. I'll just use the select star. Then I see the third row have five count and then slash one. So if we are dividing 5 by 1, it's giving me that result. Or it could be that it's just giving me an integer. I need to cast it as a cast it probably as a decimal may help. Let me test. So like if you use a operator, it reduces the efficiency. So like the range is what something what I learned as a conceptually is more better than like using operators. Issue what I'm getting is that it's giving me a zero when I'm trying to run this. It's giving me a zero over there. Now I'm getting an error as well. Okay. Earlier I wasn't getting the error. Okay. The error is just for account the alias. So the issue is like I'm getting zero here, which is because of cast. I guess I just need to use the cast for this so that it won't just show me the. So I'll just use decimal. I just hope it's for the. It's still not. It's still giving me zero. That's the problem. I'm getting a zero here. Like for this. Let me try 20, 3 decimal places. Maybe that will work. Okay. I'm still getting a zero here for some reason. Uh, okay. Let me. And see, I'm trying cast as well. Ideally, cast should give me rather instead of a integer, it should give me the values in decimal. It's still not giving me values in decimal. So is it because of this divide? I was just trying to look if division operator or something is the problem. Yeah. Okay. So over here I can see the floating point numbers. Cast or convert, like are they using the cast or convert? Yeah, so like they are converting in decimal, but even if I'm still trying it, it's not working. Am I trying it on a formula directly? That's why, or not sure. Like, I'll just give it a 7. So I'm currently a techno-functional data analyst. So my role is like a BA plus DA. Okay. If I so I'll just again put it in the comment section and then show what I was trying to what I'm getting in city. The results at what I'm getting is like the account number 3 I'm getting 5 and then 1 is also there, and then it shouldn't give me 0 result because like we are dividing 1 by 5 and I'm also doing the cast on the result, but still it's giving me in integer form. Something could be wrong with this one. Like this cast is not working, or I'm just looking for a solution. Another thing, am I using PostgreSQL? I use I'll change it to MySQL and then give it a try. Now that okay, it's not supporting the what correspond to my sense. There is something wrong with the CTE in MySQL. To me, it's look fine. Number as select and then where is it? The error I'm receiving. Like such roles, you have to take the requirement from stakeholders. You have to take all the business requirements, share it with the technology team. So you're like not someone who can actually do the full extraction of the data, do the all the queries. So it's like a more of a what a business analyst do and more of a data analyst do. So like my role is already 70% of a data analyst, but then still I feel the concepts are not so great. That's why I'm just trying to learn from the this platform, which is like StrataScratch. Mm, okay, again, not sure what problem now I'm getting here. Mm, where Here the where class what? Mm, okay, I'll just keep it then to Postgres better. But I am just very more familiar with the MySQL. I've been there here. Background on the 7 hours minutes. December is. 18. The same thing. Oh, it's doesn't use the as. Better I just keep it Postgre because else I'll just forget the syntax for both of it. I'll run again and I'll now check on the GPT what's wrong with the code. Or I have to manually change everything to cast and then use the probably something like this. And then again the same thing. I think this will give the correct answer. Okay. So the correct answer will be using the cast on the counts. Okay. I think that's how I can get the growth rate column. Give the alias as growth. Already took 22 minutes for this question to figure out one thing. Okay, but anyway, like I got the solution. So there is I just read this one where what they are doing is just specifically mentioning cast on each of the columns. That's how I'm able to get the correct answer, like figure out the correct answer. What I usually do is go to the GPT and then verify that this is the correct answer to this problem statement. These are easy level. For now, this is fine. But slowly, I'll just go to the. Okay, yeah, somewhat. Okay, null if will work. So null if I'll use null if, um makes sense. I'm not checking this condition yet. Like if there is a null and then should give a count or not. Okay, null if is also a correct way actually. But then I didn't got it why you are using 1 into 0. Okay. Instead of using cast, you are directly making it decimal by multiplying. That is very smart as well. Thanks. Thanks. Okay, let's check the GPT what solution there. And so like I will get the efficiency as well. Like what could be the alternative solution? Then it just keep the what's suboptimal question. Like I don't know for some reason it always gives me this range. That's why I wasn't using the between operator earlier. So the reason for it that operators take too much time, read line by line, and then rather than a range just take it as a cut data date cut of the data. So no joins, no city overhead. Directly we could have got some of the records using the case when. Okay, so like what you have suggested, Shubham, is also this one instead of using cast. So whatever I have noticed is that it used for a best optimal solution for best efficiency, use minimum functions and more smarter approach, what is like this one, and then they are using case when rather than going for a CTE, then going for a join. So it will help with the performance. Single table scan, no joins. Okay, readability also. What wrong I did is suboptimal in your query. Two tables. So it's just scanning to two tables, which increases the uh, this like runtime and decreases the performance, and then query complexity. Okay, definitely it's making the query complexity. Yeah, so that's why like the what I'm doing here is I'm solving the question and then trying to go to the GPT and then checking for the efficiency, because what happened like when I had attended few interviews for like big companies, what they asked is like why this specific formula. You could have used a small trick. So what previously you have done. And another thing, okay. So just the correct for next question, definitely I'll use and then selection correct but not optimal. Okay, two scans. Solution anyway is correct. Best solution single scan with the conditional aggregation. Okay, interview great question, which is like case, sum, and then null if. Null if is also something I missed. Rewrite this code using count distinct users. Um, we can give it a shot and then give alternative solution. I'm looking for a senior level data analyst role. Okay. All the best, Colvin Slayer, if you're making this such series. I think it will be helpful for you personally, and you will learn a lot, is what I'll say. I don't know what you do, but then whatever you'll do, you will get the 10x results in your current role. This is helping me a lot in my current role as well. So clear as logical break. Okay, this is the solution I have checked just now. Uh, Alternative one, two cities, readable, safe. Okay. Usually in my day-to-day work, what I do is I use a lot of CTEs uh, rather than avoiding like complex joins or avoiding like those conditional joins. So I just avoid that. And then interview explanation. Okay, then single city, then conditional aggregation. So conditional aggregation is what here? Then count distinct users for that specific case. I didn't use the case when at all. For if you'll work on other platforms for other languages like Python, C++, more optimized one, you will find there are ways how the count is being replaced with the sum of the IDs. So I've been working on code forces and I saw there are like very cool tricks to just replace like the count with one and then do the sum of the like sum of this number of users there. Alternative date trunk, which I didn't followed again. Very elegant if you okay, I'm not time series analytics. Okay. So if you are doing time series analytics, probably helpful. Windows function. I feel Windows function are very complex in terms of explaining in interviews, so I just avoid it and rather find a shorter, like simpler solution. But if why we use less common but shows depth? Okay, why depth? Analytics heavy roles. Okay, for heavy rules. Maybe like when the row counts is beyond 10 lakh or like more than that, more of like 100K records or something. Here it could be helpful. So what it is doing is truncating, getting the month, and then from that month, it's doing the group by. I was thinking to do the group by on the month level, but then again I didn't. Felt like again the readability issues plus the optimization issue. Windows unbound preceding. I am not aware of this, so I'm just definitely gonna skip this alternative fourth answer. I felt okayish with the first and the second approach, which I kind of used. Then the solution what GPT has gave with the case when and then null ifs are also like super fine. Okay, so two cities, single scan, and then okay, rewrite as a perfect lead code answer. I'll just leave it for now. Uh, give a short summary. That's long. I'll add the summary in the description of this video. So like use conditional aggregation in a single query. Okay, and which is most optimal solution, and then we could have used the count distinct users. Okay, and also that null if, and then instead of cast, like use one, uh, make it decimal. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, kind of. Then I'll update the question title for the next one. I was at question number 2052, which is growth rate. Next is the number of shipment per month. If someone wants to follow along, I'll just paste the link in the chat. If you want to go into data analytics, definitely start with SQL. Once you are comfortable with SQL, start solving the same questions in Python. And just another thing, if you are really curious how to learn the same question, just this platform is something will be very helpful in a terms of, because you can just easily go and select like Python over here and can solve the same question, exact same question, uh, with the same logics like whatever you have done in SQL. So just focus on SQL first. Why I'm saying SQL? Because when you are into data analytics, business analytics, data engineering, all three, I work with the tech BA, I work with the data engineers, I'm like some a middle person between both of it. And and like a lot of SQL, I'll say a lot of SQL. So if you want to start and go into into it, why I'm saying SQL, I have learned the Power BI as well. I work in Power BI and Tableau as well. So in Power BI, Tableau, mostly in Power BI. So if you have heard of DAX, this DAX M query, what we call it, like M code M query, it also is very similar to SQL. So if you are aiming for SQL, Python, and Power BI, these three things, SQL, Power BI, and Power BI and SQL are very helpful. Like these are same thing, same when you are doing this DAX thing and then using all this modeling in Power BI. SQL is again gonna be very helpful because you have to deal with a lot of relations in the tables. You have to join, then you have to do the extraction, and then using those extractions, which is relationships between the tables. If you have very clear concepts of SQL, you can definitely build like a lot of better extraction queries in this DAX and like M query, you can say. Then come the Python. Python, so a lot of time what happen, like you can't or your code gets stuck, your SQL code is not very optimal. You need to use the Python at that moment. Also, since like we have AI in picture, we have like if you are using Visual Studio Code, you can see a lot of help on Python. like Copilot and all are very helpful. Then second thing, since there are a lot of libraries, Python is really very helpful for data analytics work. Like if you are into, and then if you are into statistical modeling, uh, what will be helpful is all the libraries, the NumPy libraries, Pandas libraries, and the SciPy libraries. These gonna be very very helpful if you are directly into statistical modeling. So these three things you should focus on if you are aiming for a data analytics role, if you are aiming for a business analytics role, or if you are aiming for a data engineering role. Yeah, definitely for data engineering you need other PySpark. And what else is there? PySpark and Hive and all these things you need to learn definitely. But these three are the core of everything, like for analytics role. And then slowly, if you want to switch into data science, you want to switch into machine learning, the core will be Python, SQL. For visualization, definitely Tableau, Power BI. And then there are too many of automation tools like Alteryx, and then some other data IQ is there. Then there was one more, I forgot the name of it. These are the tool which is again work on the base of. Yeah, I forgot to mention Excel is also you're gonna deal with a lot of Excel work as well. So better to be familiar with the Excel formulas as well. So follow a series where yeah, you are like very right. Also like use Excel as well. Learn Excel formulas because in the end like Excel is also very helpful if you are like if you want to do something very fast and quick, like so you can't go start into SQL fetch the data. Then so like if you have a SQL handy, sorry, an Excel handy of a data, you can just directly process it. So also add Excel as well. When I say Excel, you need to go to the advanced formula of Excel. um, all the best, Goblin Slayer, for for your series. It will helpful for you in terms of learning as well as be aligned with the daily goals. Okay. So I pasted the link in the chat if you want to follow along, and I'll update the question name. The question number 2 for the easy level. Okay. So I'll start the timer. For last question, I used a lot of time just because I was just stuck with one thing. I hope. So if I have to rate for the previous, I'll just pause the timer. So if I have to rate myself for the previous question, which was like the growth rate, I will rate myself. I will rate myself for this answer. I did pretty good. My solution was correct. It was bit optimal, but I took too much time to understand why why I'm getting zero. Definitely, if we are dividing something with other thing, no matter what you do, it's not gonna give you zero. So I couldn't figure out that it's because of decimal and integer. So it's minus 1 point, I feel, because I took too much time. And if you see, I took time 22 minutes. So I'll rate myself somewhere 4, 4 out of 5 for this solution. Okay, the next question. Write a query that will calculate the number of shipments per month. Okay, shipments per month. One requirement. Second, the unique key for one shipment is combination of shipment ID and sub ID. Okay, this is a question asked in, I guess it's in Amazon. Yeah, it's asked in Amazon, so you can see the company tags here. And for role data engineer, data science, like all these roles, such questions are expected. So like if you attend interviews for these bank companies, such logical questions are very helpful. Okay, and the unique key, that's how we can create a unique key. output the year month in format YYYMM and the number of shipment in that month. It enters. Okay, so another thing that we have to create a unique ID. When creating a unique ID, probably I need to uh, combine these two. So I can use the concat function, output the year, month, and year and month, and then number of shipment in that month. So shipment per month, first requirement is shipment per month, which is like by default group by. Second thing, we need to have a combination, so I'm gonna use the concat as well for shipment ID and then sub ID. Now I'll just preview the table. What's in the table? Okay, we have shipment ID, we have sub ID. Sub ID is uh, not mentioned. I guess it's subject ID, order ID could be, and then weight, and then shipment date. Okay, so the four columns, and then there is no other table. So which is there is no join for other tables, or there is no requirement to be fetched from the other table. Okay, so five things. Write a query that will calculate the number of shipments per month, group by, and then four tables are there. Group by per month. They need to extract. So for that, shipment date is there, and we need to calculate the number of shipments per month. So month is required, and over here we have directly the date. So I need to extract the month from this date, and then do the grouping based on that. Also, there is no specification that the year or the month, or there is a range we need to specifically look into a range. How we have, like, previously we had a range for December, and then Jan for 2020 December to Jan 2021. So similar to that, there's nothing, which means like we have mm, not like not be concerned on getting the year. So output the year month. Again, the output should be, so substring I can use probably here. Substring to get the for the date. Substring. Okay. But if I use a lot of function on these columns, it will again increase the runtime for me. Then I need we need to display the year month in format and the number of shipments. So number of shipments. And okay, the unique key for one shipment is, let me say unique key. I'm just thinking if unique key is mentioned, we need to get the count of the combination first. Like instead of uh, I probably get the count. Should be one, should be counted as one, then okay, I'll just read the query again. The unique key for one shipment is combination of shipment ID and then sub ID. Any hints? Number of shipment, unique key. First, you need to get the unique count of those keys. So, do I need to create another column, which will give the count? Do I need to tricky question? Okay, maybe first I'll just give it a shot to the shipment ID. String date. So also like for substring, I'll use 0 till 4, 5, 6, 7. So like 0 till 7. Substring 0. So it's not starting from 0. Does not exist. So instead of substring, is it full substring? No function matches with the given name. There must be something else for substring. Sub, str, probably. Postgres. Wait, Postgres. Postgres we have substrings. So just using the correct string start position and then length. So asking for the length, which is correct. The start position is 1. Yeah, it starts on the 1, which is correct. And then I need the 7 characters, which is like year and then month. No function is given name and the, oh, it's not working on the date type, is it? Instead of using year and then uh, probably I'll just use the month and then concat it. The format they are asking for is YYY, and then I was just thinking to directly extract it from. Okay, it's not in the group by that's the output, the year month in the format give the number of treatment. Let's run this one. Does not exist. Month for the date. What does it? Might have to add explicit typecast. Here, okay, group by month of the shipment ID, and then I need the count. Something really wrong with this question today. MON is not, I guess, here. Count. No function matches the given name and the argument. Any hints in the chat? Oh, shipment. Select month, shipment date, shipment ID. Just looking for the count of the shipment ID. Oh, with that as well. Shipment date is in. Let's see the. Yeah, it's date type. The data type is date already, and then it's saying it's not Postgre. How that is not possible? Operators that function drop count sum min max replace. There should be date function advanced concepts. Let's check here. Extra. Okay. Better to use MySQL. Too much confusion. Just let me copy the requirements from here and stick to MySQL. This is such a mix up of things. And now I'll get the count of shipment ID. But then I need to extract the unique key based on the combination of shipment ID and then sub ID, which is like subject ID probably. Okay, we have 2 months, which is August and then September. The count is 3 and then 6. Uh, I'll just also use subs in here. Will it work or not? Then use the same for grouping. This will give us the year as well as the month for our grouping. But I don't think so this is a correct way. Uh, I'll just pass it as a date. Year month. Now I'll work on the combination which is required. Like the question asks for shipment should be the combination of uh, shipment ID, like shipment ID and then subject ID. Okay. Shipment ID and then subject ID, the count, which means I need to create another row subquery sort of for like CDE. No, not CDE. Mm, combination. How combination will work? Please feel free to drop any hints on this one, like how to get the combination. To get the combination of the count group by one group by and then another group by. Maybe rank. I think that's where rank will come in picture. But then how rank? There is one combination. It be a unique combination. Oh, make a combination. Probably. Shall I create another subquery and then I'll try to make a subquery from here and then figure it out maybe. Or from the Amazon shipment table. It's easy question. It's not that hard. Sometimes you get stuck. Once you'll reach the day 15 of your series, Colvin, I think um, you will find this sort of problem statement as really easy. So it's not like tough. I'll be very honest. It just you need to brush up the concepts, which I am doing. This is just fourth day. I am not scolding too much myself for not remembering the concept. It's okay. Go slow, but make sure you complete your series. So I am looking forward for your series as well. Uh, like definitely I'm doing something. Mhm. I I'll select star and then I need one more column. There must be some silly mistake I'm doing or like I'm not getting the concept. It's really easy, bro. I feel so like 50% of question is already covered. I have to just figure out how to get that unique key, and I'm not able to figure it out. And then alias name, I'll just give it an alias name as table one t1 and t1 dot and then t1 and again t1. This will be the correct approach. Here an error that corresponds to error near year month. Count is there, t1 is the count. I want the count for that unique key. What's the error? Check the manual version for right syntax to use near month year. Doesn't support alias or what? Again, the same issue. Use near. Is it in the line number what? Feels like I'm getting error in this line at line 1 already. Bring this substring. Now it's not even giving me the substring. Hey, what if I try to get it inside that subquery again? It may be helpful for me as YR MMP. the month, and then I'll group by on the same. Getting what errors? Okay, 19 minutes. I'll just use 2 more minutes and then I'll go to the GPT and check for the answer. Because someone has suggested me the longer you take, the more demotivated you will feel. So better to check for the solution then again and again and again feeling that you are forgetting the concept. It's not the right syntax. Select star from. Do we need a alias here? No, I don't think so. Alias is a problem. Alias. Uh, we select the month and then at line 1 already is the issue. Okay, I'll just pass it to the GPT and check for the best solution, optimal solution, and like what could be the um optimal solution, like efficiency based on like best practice approach should be there. um, if, I hope it's pretty clearly visible. I think I generated the solution. Okay, your current solution correct? Logically, yes. How it can be logically correct? Am I using the what's wrong? What I have covered, what I haven't covered. Issues in the query, breaks indexes. Okay, concat creates a right string. Oh, I didn't uh, asked for the correct check for the correct solution. It's very common and you're close, but we can make it cleaner, more optimal. Okay, let's see. Date format. Okay. In Python as well, we have date format. I forgot. I can use the same thing in SQL. Would have used. Was like so wrong here? I was doing the concat and then trying to get it and then doing the group. Okay, too many things I was doing in one shot. The better approach was get a distinct count here. No subquery, no string concatenation, use composite distinct count. I think cleaner yet readable. Okay, the second approach is pretty fine. Best for large data set. Okay, and then it also did the group by. Let's see, like this is a easy solution. Like all I have to do is use the distinct count for both of it together, and I just wasn't getting that click. But if I had practiced such question previously, I would have easily got the solution. But I couldn't because I haven't worked on such questions. That's why like practicing is very important. So like don't get demotivated. This is not a easy level question. This is just a two line. This is just a simple group by. And yeah, I also couldn't get it. So I'll just rate myself one out of five for going this complex, like going inside a subquery, then concatenating it, then grouping it, and then getting the count. So -3 to 4 points. -3 points. I'll give two for getting the solution right, but it wasn't working. I was getting some error. I'll also check for that error. And then another solution is date format. Then this is where like the subquery is coming in picture. And then rather than using the substring, what it is doing is it is using the date format. I'll ask ultra performance function, okay, date format, and then get the count star y. What it is doing is grouping by year and then month. This had came in my mind for 1 second, but then I thought maybe I'm doing something wrong and using too many of functions as well. So I'll just ask this question. Does this function does using many of functions reduce the runtime, increase the runtime, sorry, increase the runtime and reduce the performance. I have a spelling. Nuance interviews. Okay, function in select versus where versus group by. Function in select does not affect filtering. Okay, runs after row are already selected. Okay, so what it means that since we have already filtered out in where and group by, it's not affecting like reading line by like not affecting the performance on row by row. Prevents use of plain index on shipment. Function in where worst case. Okay, so function in where is the worst case because let's say there are 10,000 or like 10 million rows. Okay, and in 10 million rows what it will do, go to the each row, check for year, sorry, put the function here, check for the year equal to 24, then filter out. So for where clause using the function is worst. Using the function in group by is again still acceptable for medium large level data set or like medium large data sets. Okay, prevent use of plain index or like if there is an index in the functions, it will prevent the uses of that. What else we have? And then where clause, where is it bad? Verdict reasonable, efficient, much better than, obviously, like it's much better than substring. Or date format in group by. Okay. While you're using the production acceptable understandings, let's say like 10 million plus rows, best performance version would be, oh, it's still going one more step beyond where it's using the interval and all, like extracting the days. But then how it's working in this interval, shipment date, interval, how is it's extracting the day minus 1 day. Use range based grouping. Shipment date, interval. How this interval is working here? Shipment date minus 1 and then the cleaner or faster version. Yeah, I'm not getting this part here. When function really hurts and impacts. I think most where clause, definitely. If column is indexed, probably. Like two things I definitely know. String manipulation. Impact is heavy. Okay. When function really hurts performance. Ah, okay. String manipulation is where it doesn't work correctly. Date extraction, moderate. Function in select only. Okay, so function in select is the best way to do it. Interview perfect. I'll just get the summary. Uh, Functions don't on performance by themselves, but using them or index column in where or group by can prevent indexes. Relatively lightweight and acceptable, but range-based grouping is the most performant approach for large data sets. Okay. Uh, it interval, I'll just use like explain this code to edit before setting. What your query is doing, subtract day minus 1 days, converts every date in the same month to the first day of that month. Okay. It's like grouping based on the days if correctly grouped shipment by months. But here's the catch important. Okay. You're grouping by derived column, derived month start date, but selecting formatting original date. So MySQL doesn't allow but discriminate only full group by harder to maintain. No better than worse readability, definitely recommended by for MySQL is this one. I also feel this is a better and like easier to remember if you are like at an intermediate level. Going with that interval and all, I feel is like too much. I'll just try to remember this code for now. Going with the interval, probably I'll see later. Okay, so this is like two questions covered for today. Already feeling to take a short break. I'll just be right back after 5 minutes of break. Timing, I'll just copy the summary and also copy the next question. For this question, the rating comes to the rating. How much I will rate for this? A big -3. A big -3 for using this concat, for using the concat, and then using the substring um, to fetch the date, because I remember this date function, date format, but I didn't give it a shot to use, at least like to use it, and on top of it the timer, too much time. So I'll just rate myself scores. I'll say, be very harsh on myself. I'll just give 2. I am not even in a mood of giving 2, but I reached somewhere, still didn't got the answer. I should have given 1, but being nice on myself, I'll rate 2. Okay, I'll be back with after a short break, and then we'll just continue. Yeah, definitely. I mean that's what I'm saying. I should have used. Let me ping the Mukunda. Let me ping the question in the chat. I mean the link. The question is this one: number of shipments per month from the stat stat StrataScratch. Yeah, I should have used date format. That's what like I was saying in the solution. Like it have used date format here. What I did, I used substring. This is the question link I have pinged, and then I'll go to the next question, which is wait for first shipment. This is also from Amazon and is a easy level question. I'll drop the link here, but I'll resume back with the 5 minutes of break. Looks like already um, question. On next question, this is the link. Hi guys, welcome. Okay. Okay. So now I'll just start with the next question, question number three. I'll update the question number. So I'm already at question number three. Pretty happy. Okay. So read me question, and this is also in part of Amazon question. Write a review to find the weight for each shipment, earliest shipment date. Output the shipment ID along with the weight. So we need to get the weight, and to keep in mind that we need to get the earliest shipment date. Write a query to find the weight for each shipment's earliest shipment date. Each shipment's earliest shipment date. So we have shipment ID, each shipment's earliest shipment date. For a specified, I think here we can use the ranking. I'll start the timer. What about this timer? I'll use the ranking over here. Uh, I'll just go with the row number for now. Row number over partition by partition by mm, sorry, shipment ID and from this will be the rank. I'll put it as a rank. Just run it. Just partition. This is correct. Partition by, right. So I'm using partition by. It's wrong. Parti partition by. Okay, still wrong. Near over. Row number over. Correct. Partition by ID, which is correct. We don't. We need order by definitely one thing. We need to order by the shipment date. What's wrong with this? Syntax error by over. Function column. What's wrong? Looks all right to me. Rank row. Oh, okay. Mention the. It's the ranking is there, and this we need to partition by the shipment ID. Do we need to consider the sub ID? Don't think so. We need to get the weight for the earliest shipment ID. And I think we need to exclude the sub ID. 1 where rank equal to 1, and I need to display output the shipment ID along with the weight. Shipment ID along with the weight. Weight. How not to display this way? Select shipment ID, weight. Undefined column as rank. It's not correct. Shipment date is not there. I think that's I need to use the subquery here. Select, and then I'll name it as T1. So from T1 we need shipment ID and then weight. And then T1 weight. It rank as we are in the PostgreSQL. I again forgot to change it to the MySQL. I'll change it to MySQL. And then I feel like this time I have done this question within 5 minutes, sort of. Mm, okay. Select even from where rank equal to 1. But then before that, I'm getting some error. Query to find weight for it. Okay. Now, syntax error near select. Okay. You need to near select. I don't need to define it as D1. Okay, so kind of completed the question in 7 minutes, and I feel this is correct. This is the like so in this question I am getting the shipment ID, I am getting the weight based on the earliest shipment date. So which is like I'm ordering it based on the shipment date. So by default it's ascending. If I want to, I can put the ASC there. Still it will give the correct answer. What could be the other way is using the subquery. which I was trying to do earlier. Did I change the question number? Question title? Let me click. No, the question title is this one. Okay. Uh, there is a table T1 using CTE. I have created this table. From that table, I'm yeah, and like for that I'm using rank. I remember I can use rank in a other way as well without using the CTE. But then I can give it a try. Let's see the GPT. What's the alternative solution for this question? And also, I want to check the op like and the optimize more advanced. I don't want to go to the more advanced level. Performance based and like optimized. So. Check for the correct answer. Like check for the. I think I should work on prompting as well. This one is. I don't give the correct prompts. Check like for my personal development. Check for the correct solution. And second, the give the optimized and performance based solution. Give alternatives as well. Let's see what's the results. Which column use in this same in the partition? I didn't got your question. The GK tech, like which column use in same split? I'm not getting the question. Can you try to explain it more? What you are trying to ask? So, like when you ask which column to use, I guess probably what you are asking for is, I guess this is what I'm thinking, that you are asking like the shipment ID. So I am doing this is more sort of a grouping. So like group by on shipment ID based and sort it based on the shipment date so that I can get the earliest date. And then I'll rank it or like give it a row number as one, only filter out for one, and then get the weight for that record, like for that specific ID. So, okay, let's see. Is the solution correct? Correctness. Yes, the solution is correct. Partition by groups rows. So, like this is what it is happening here. Groups rows per shipment. Order by like earlier shipment first, then row number. Picks exactly one row, which is like the first row from that record, from this grouped record. Because I'm using rank equal to 1. Interview safe, this is clean, deterministic, easy to explain. Okay. Is this the most optimized solution? Maybe not, because like it's saying maybe or maybe not. Requires sorting within each partition. Okay. Can be expensive on large datasets, need memory plus temporary storage. Because that's what CTE and like this is doing. What is happening here? It's using join. Best performance solution. We don't have to go for the CTE. We don't have to go for the uh, like a partition by, so like a additional partition by, and then get the records. So what is happening here? Um, in the best performance solution, we are getting shipment ID and then minimum date, like we just say like, earliest date, and then grouping based on the ID. From this new subquery table, uh, what is happening? Just directly extracting the weight and then shipment ID, because like we have joined it based on the uh based like we have joined it with the table M, which is already giving the minimum date. So when it's giving the minimum date for that shipment ID, okay, another thing, yeah, and it's also being joined on the minimum date. So for that date, that shipment ID, it will give the weight. So this is one way, and this solution seems very easy actually. No window sorting, no index issue. Min is cheap, which is like memory usage is cheap. Is like less. It doesn't require a lot of memory space. Alternative solution, good to know. Okay, good to know solution could be, which is again the subquery based approach, where like we can just directly get the minimum date. For only for those IDs. Simpler, slower on very large data set probably, because again it's a where clause. It will for where clause it will go inside, and then I think where joins are faster comparatively to the where clause. So yeah, I okay. This is like one way I'm feeling have been better. What else? Okay, and then next is alternative solution 2, which is cost value. Okay, cost value. Again, this is using the partition by. So what I was just trying to look at the solutions. Min and join. I feel like min and join are doing best. Let's ask the question if join are better than the where conditions. Interview tips, row number is clean, readable, but for large datasets, I prefer aggregate plus join using min, which avoids window sorting. Performance is better with indexes. Okay, your solution is 100% correct. Okay, so can I give 5 out of 5? Definitely. Best readability, okay, best performance based on min and the shipment date. Add index for production. If like if the table uses the indexes, I think then there are different approaches to work with that. Later, when I just try to solve the uh, uh, like more advanced level questions, probably I'll just use Give a one in line interview answer. Probably, I don't want that for now. I think this is sufficient. But the question I want to ask is why is join better than the where clause? Join versus where. What really matters is correlated. Where subquery is usually slower. What happens internally is inner query run once per row, even with indexes, which can mean millions of repeated lookups. Which I was kind of explaining that it's a where clause, and then inside a where clause, it will first run this and then check again, then check again. I think that's what it meant, like inner query run once per row. Oh my god, that is too much. I think definitely don't go with such approaches is what I feel, because what will happen inside that where clause, it will for one row it will again check that internal subquery. So big no for this from my side. Up to you, if like you're not using a big data set, I think that's what you can do. Join with aggregation usually faster. Okay, so joins are faster, that I know that this is like pretty faster. Aggregation happens once, okay, and then join is efficient with indexes. Optimizer loves this pattern. Where is not bad, but context matters. Okay, this where clause is the problem. Definitely, this is problem because it is running that inner query again and again, again and again. So I think that is a problematic itself. I'll just close others. So for this one, I feel somewhere this is correct. I'll still rate score if I have to give. I'll score 5 out of 5. I feel for a beginner friendly, and since it's just day 4 for me, using these sort of optimized and performance based approaches. So I have this is like day 4 for me. Probably you will feel like I should rate 4. I don't know what you will feel, but then you can rate yourself according to the level you are. Okay, so I'll copy the summary first because I want to keep this summary with me for my interviews to remember what I have learned in this one and also to share with you guys. So since it's a 5 out of 5, I think that's a right time to celebrate that I got a 5 out of 5 rating for myself. Um, just small motivation, I'll say I use. Okay, so next. Okay, I just copy this. Okay, moving to the next question. I'll share the link in the chat. I'll copy this one as well. Okay, so the next question number is total shipment weights. Again, this is for Amazon. When I see a shipment, it's already strikes as a Amazon question. Just hope sooner you guys uh, attend the interview questions for Amazon, Big Fang. Okay, in the next question, so like the question title is shipment weight. I'll quickly update the title as well. The problem statement states calculate the total weight for each of the shipment and add it as a new column. So get the calculate the total weight for each shipment and add it to the as a new column. Okay, your output needs to have all the existing rows and columns in addition to the new column. So that shows the total value for each shipment, and new shipment have multiple rows. Okay. This is also like easy level question is what I'll say. And this question number 4 already at the question number 4. Calculates the total weight for each shipment and add it as a new column. Output needs to have all exist. Okay. So it's just again I think I can use subquery and then extract it using that. Let me try first. I need to get the total weight. Let's preview the table. This is the same table. So total weight. We need to get the total weight based on the each shipment. So for now, group by shipment ID and shipment ID and get the sum of the weight. Run this. This is the sum, and this is what we need to display in the other table. So what I can do is I just simply create the. I'll use again that join thing and utilize the previous logic what we have seen from GPT and then utilize that one from another table and then join this one. The table M on shipment ID. I'll name it as T1. Then display T1 and from column M we just need to display the total weight. From Amazon T1. And oh, oops, M dot total weight. Shipment, what? The heck I copy the table name instead of. So the requirement was that we have to display all the existing rows and the columns in addition to a new column that shows the total weight for each shipment. One shipment can have multiple rows. Yeah, so one shipment is having like multiple rows. That's what is being expected. That is what is expected. So like for this one, the total weight is 40. So since like ID 1 not to have 50, so only it will display 50. I can order it by shipment ID as well. Okay, then 2 and then 3. Now let's get this a solution verified from GPT and get the alternative solutions to this. Check if this is correct, not correct. Because these are premium level questions and I don't have access to this premium level question. Otherwise, I could have checked the solution. Okay, this is a classical analytical pattern. You are very close already. Okay, which means I did something wrong. No, the answer is correct. Then what does it mean? Let's go step by step and make the interview plus production review. Hmm. Is this optimal for large data sets? Performing the subquery scans, aggregates, the outer query. This means two full scans. Yeah, okay. Then what's this? Okay, so like sum of weight and partition. Nice. This is very smart and nice approach. No table scan, no join. See, like that's very important. We feel the solution we have is correct, but then there is more correct solution. Pretty nice. Uh, Another way, alternative again, aggregation, then join classical SQL. I kind of this is essentially what you wrote, but written cleanly. Yeah, definitely that's what I wrote. What's wrong in what I wrote? Some weight. What the hell? What you removed? Corrected subquery bad at scale. What not to do? Hmm. And why? Run aggregation once per row. Okay. It will run for row. Instead, partition will not do it. I really like this solution. Like pretty nice. I'll just copy. My solution was also fine, but then the issue is when it reads two tables. And I have personally faced the challenge uh, of reading, like reading a large data set and then it just gets stuck. My system hangs and all these things. So two scans, one aggregation, one join. So I'll say just strongly ignore whatever solution is trying to give us the full scans, a lot of row by row reading, all these things like what we have seen in for where clause, all this we can just sort of avoid. And into the next question now. So like coming back to the rating, how much I'll rate myself in this one. From my side, I feel like this is the correct answer. So if the confidence level, if I have to go at the confidence level and see how much I want to rate myself, I'll rate 5 out of 5 because I feel this is the correct answer. Going to the GPT and figuring out that there is a way pretty easier solution, I feel somewhere now underconfident that I could have used the partition and I mean the what do you call it? Ranking Windows functions, and I didn't use the Windows function. Instead, I wanted to give it a shot to using the query and then using the join. So I will rate myself 4 for now. But it's still a 5 out of 5 for the first level before I have checked. So like there are two I want to rate myself 5 out of 5 for attempt and like for uh, um like you know what happened like when we go and attend a exam and we feel like whatever solution whatever answer we gave and like we are gonna get above certain level of like let's say we are gonna get 20 out of 20 for that certain mark uh, for that certain question, but it turns out that we scored 15 and it is a huge disappointment. That's what I'm feeling. But okay, I'll just rate 4 out of 5. What we can do, it is what it is. Oh, but but if you say, do I want to celebrate? Hell yes, because I solved this question. And I am already at the question number 4. So this next is the last question for easy level. I don't think so I can attempt the medium level for now. I'm already feeling did too much of effort, which ideally is not. But yeah, like pretty good attempt from my end for 4 questions. And thank you guys for also giving so much of suggestions. Mm, okay, moving on with the fifth question, fifth and the last question of today. I didn't took the summary. Give me a minute. I'll take a summary and share the link. Timing, I can share the link if someone is following along. Weight of this it is like 2058 question number, and the link is The question number 5. Sorry. Um, Stuck somewhere. I didn't attempt it already. Did I? Total shipment. Oh, I did the total shipment. Users with many searches. This is for Meta, and I guess this is 2019. Like the questions asked around 2019. There are still too many questions. I think 50 into like 250 questions are there. 250, 5 to 10 each day. I guess still 30 days approximately I need. Considering some days on and off, like on and off in terms of number of questions. Some days I'm gonna cover 5, some days I'm gonna cover 10. Okay, count the number of user who made more than 5 search in August. This is pretty straightforward. What I need to do is first for let's preview the table first because for Amazon questions I was kind of aware what is the structure of table. For this one, date. The date is what date is not defined. What date it is, and search ID is there, user ID is there, age group, and then search query. We don't have to do anything with these. All we need is user, number of users who have done the 5 searches. Pretty straightforward. Let's just put the where clause, where the date. So this is in August 2020. Again, over here I'll just use the range 2021 August. August is like 08 1 and date less than 2021 09 till 1 so that we don't exclude 31st of August. And here on this, I got the results. Then I just need to. I can also put the group by mm, more than 5 search in August. So just like group by won't work because like it will first group everything, then give the results for August. So before that I need the filter. And now I need the group by users who made more than 5 searches. And group by what? Group by count the number of users who made more than 5 searches. More than 5 searches. More than 5 searches by date. No, not date. Where count of the users. Number of users with the count and group by user. I think I need to filter it. So can I use partition by here? Let me try the count of over partition by user IDs. And the count number of users basically. Number of searches. Number of searches like search IDs. And then based on the user IDs. And then group by I'll just say no for now. And like num search greater than 5, more than 5. Yeah. Partition by user ID. Okay. Over partition by over here. Okay. And what I can use here is partition by user ID is star here. I am getting a error. Partition. Oops, spelling is wrong. Number search. Okay, it's not detecting the number search. Okay, and then for such cases, let me first get this one. Number of searches. Okay, so I can see this user ID, which is 516, has made 6 searches, which is like total search of search IDs. Okay, there are 2. Okay, let me try out this one, like correlated queries from select star from, and I need where number search greater than 5. And I want to just display the count of users, the number of users, which is like distinct count, of distinct distinct user IDs. I'll just say total users. 2. There are only 2 users. Let's go through the solution once. Is there other way? Definitely there is other way. One is like using the subquery, extracting the count, doing the group by, and then extracting the count, and then fetching what else? Uh, and I can. Okay, and also exist could I could have used like all the user IDs which are part of um the solution where we have search IDs more than like group it based on that and then get the user IDs similar to that. So I'll just get this. Oh, I didn't start the timer. Got the timer. Uh, do I think I got a right solution? Yes, I do think this is the right solution. There could be other ways, more optimized ways. Try to figure out the optimized ways. Passing that. And this other summary which I was referring to previously. Okay. On there, act as a senior learner and review correct solution for ends and solution. Yeah, it's fine. I think definitely it's gonna give us the exist solution because I have seen like multiple time it gives me this exist solution. Like if this specific query exists and like so. Yeah, so the solution is like as a senior data, what's the data what DA hat on? Okay, yes, logically it's correct, you're correct. See, I told it's correct. It's not optimal, okay, because count over partition computes a Windows function for every row. Okay, so it's for like every row it's doing that. Yeah, see like this is the one solution I was saying about the subquery, like correlated queries, what we can say. Uh, it will directly get the count for those users. The date range thing I did correct. Having count. What about the search? What's the search thing? Oh, it's not including the search thing. Like where search ID is greater than. It feels like it's already assuming that this is a search, like FB search, and like every row is counted as a single one. So I think that's why the row count is important here rather than the. It acts as a row count. If it's not a search table, I think definitely that's not the approach. Aggregate once per row, per user per row. Makes sense. Alternative solution valid depending on the use case. Okay, single pass aggregation, like distinct user, and then get the. This is the same thing that it's assuming that the one row consider as one search. Another is Windows function, your approach redefined. You also need to use row level details. Okay. Uh, Group by plus having is the best. Then count distinct is with aggregation. Windows function was for large dataset because it will read again one and one. Key takeaway, use Windows functions for analytics, use aggregation for filtering counting. Always ask, can I reduce rows earlier? Hmm. Explain query plans. What does that mean? I don't know how you guys use the chat GPT at its best, but I'm still figuring it out. Okay, what is a query plan? A query plan is the database answer to how can I'm actually going to run this SQL. Order of operation, which index I use, how table are scanned, estimated cost, rows. Okay, these are the level of questions what interviewers gonna ask. Like the order of operation, definitely define the order, why you choose this specific order, and uh, like memory efficiency. And then can you explain this query? All these level of questions is what usually interviewers ask. How to view query plans? Explain. Okay, analyze, set statistics profile, core thing to look for. Single row lookup. Okay, index lookup. If you see all the big table performance problem. Okay, we just need to avoid the table scan. This means my SQL expect the rule of thumb. Fewer rows faster, definitely reduce. This why okay is gold. Key is not required. What else? Bad query to use the function. Definitely they use the function. Okay. Huge improvement. Query plan for group by instead of partition by. Query plan for group by. Plan behavior scan rows short for hash users, like hash by user ID, sort intermediate results. Group by and having like they are aggregating, reducing rows fast, less memory, fewer passes. Okay, makes sense. And then join versus where query plan truth. Join and where are not better than each other. The optimizer writes them internally. Okay, join order, join condition indexes. Okay, golden rules for reading queries plan, scan type, row no, rows like is it a big row, big uh, database or like big table. Ensure indexes are actually used. Okay, too much to read. Too much to read. Too TM. Yeah, much to read. Too less to read. Too long. Yeah, detail. Read what is too long to read. If you want next, no, I don't want to explain. So like how much I want to rate myself for this query. From my end, it's correct, and GPT also says it's correct. Definitely, I'll rate 5 out of 5, but I'm not feeling very confident this time because of that subquery correlated thing. The first solution which it gave. Hmm, Seems like my system is getting slow. I updated the question number. Shipment. Wait. Okay. There was this solution. The first solution, yeah, this one. I felt this solution is like way too better and could have been utilized in this way, rather than using the partition by and then because partition is scanning the whole table, reading it one row by row. I think this is the best. This could be the best solution rather than going for a partition by. So I will rate 4. But still, it's a celebration because I had attempted this question. The logic is correct, and I felt like I am now not doing the same mistake which I have been continuously doing again and again repeatedly for last 2 3 days. So yes, I should say I can celebrate it. Um, this is already the fifth question, I guess. I didn't update it. It was like the question number 5 already, and I think yeah, that's all for today. 5 question target is done. I missed one medium level solution. Sorry, medium level, yeah, like question to solve. And definitely I'll share the summary in the chat. Else I'm just going through if I miss something. Query plan, how database executes. Yeah, it look for scan type, row type, definitely, which is very important. This is what I am learning day by day. It's a good learning. I feel this series very helpful for me. And then following like asking for like these optimized solutions, alternative approaches, learning. Not just I'm not just learning what I not refreshing what I know, but I'm also learning two more concepts, which with one question. Pretty good for me. And then see you guys in next video. I think for today I have covered pretty much good number of concepts, good number of questions, and a lot of things. Thanks for joining, and yeah, thanks for your interaction. Bye bye. See you in next video, guys. Then see you. Bye bye.